Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Just uploaded the last. This is the last of it. The only thing left is the pickups that I did, that I recorded, which is on my camera, which I will do, of my, this is just, what these are the mangas I got from Midtown Comic, that is Midtown Comics, and Kinokyu Bookstore. Can't even say that name. So that's what that is. That is the only thing left on there that I need to, that was from Ackerman, sorry. But those last two videos, now, here's the thing, before I get into this Attack on Titan chapter review, I edited that video, the one with the Last Supper. I edited it. I basically took, see what happens is, Smoke, he says something, because there's a part where Joten says, he says, Min, so Cole, your father's a dentist. Then after that, Smoke says something. And that leads up to him talking to King, and they continue the conversation. And that part goes on for like a minute or so. That whole minute I took out. If anyone wants to see that, PM me via, no one uses YouTube anymore, inbox, but PM me. Facebook, my fan page, on Skype, Google Plus, anywhere. PM me, message me, any way you can, and I will give you, I will send you, I will, allow that person to look at that, the unedited version. Because I don't want to put it up, because it's very, like, especially when you consider what has been going on in the community a couple of times now, a couple of days and weeks have been going on with certain conversations between two people. But yeah, that's the story there. But anyway, this Attack on Titan chapter review. Chapter 57. This one was pretty crazy, I have to say. I have to give this 4.5 out of 5. Regardless what Brez Boy or any other people say, it's boring. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? Now it's not boring. At least when you consider what happened at the end of this chapter. Now, this one had a lot of information as well, with action, so to speak, towards the end. Now, essentially, I don't know, because in this translation they called this guy Kaney, Kaney, and he supposedly was the person who took care of Levi when he was younger. He taught, I guess you could say he taught Levi everything he knows. And basically what transpires in this chapter is we have the beginning part with Hanji and Erwin. And basically what they're talking about is what Eren dreamt about, what he remembered during his, he's having these memory lapses, and he remembered what Ymir said to Bertholdt. And basically this whole conversation she had with Bertholdt was one about the whole thing about the what was I going to say? The abilities of a shifter. So basically what was said, what Hanji told Erwin of what Eren found out when they were talking, was that Ymir ate one of Bertholdt Reiner's friend. And when she ate this person, she was able to go back to being human. So essentially what this means is if I'm understanding what she was explaining to Erwin, was that in order to become a shifter, you have to eat a person who is already a shifter. So this is more along the lines of you gain their abilities kind of thing. So in a sense, that's what's going on here. Because the thing is that that's probably what they were trying to do. So they, I think, really think about this. I'm going to go in on this. Reiner and Berthold most likely were trying to get Aaron's abilities. He wanted. There were like two ways they were going to do this. One way was they were going to capture Aaron and bring him to the village. And the second way was obviously this way, which is what probably the military police / Peep King, are doing. And that way is for a Titan to eat Aaron. Because if a Titan eats Aaron, then they get those abilities. That's the long stand of it. Because in this part of the chapter, we basically have, she's talking to Erwin about this. And I think she specifically says something along the lines saying, and she says, due to this, I might have to digress. I suddenly remembered the report of when we retrieved Aaron and Reiner win them. Didn't Reiner toss Titans at Aaron? They were ready to sacrifice anything, including their own lives, so on and so forth. Could it be that they wanted other Titans to try and eat Aaron? If all shifter abilities can be acquired by this consumption, then the precious coordinate skill would also be included. If this theory manifests as true, Aaron is a container, and the container's contents can be transferred. If the monarchy wants to use this coordinate ability, they can't leave it in Aaron's own body, as he is considered a rebel. Be more beneficial to their cause, just like how Reiner attempted before, which means the King's faction, with their existing knowledge of Titans, actually have Titans in their possession. Aaron will be eaten by one of them. And that's basically the lowdown of it. So they're going to try to get a Titan to eat Aaron. The King. The King's faction. That's what they want to do. Whoa. It really blew my mind. Now, the thing that I'm wondering about is Ymir. So did that not would mean... Because, I don't think... The thing I don't know about is if Ymir's case is the same as in Bertholdt's, Reiner's, Annie's, and Aaron's. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Here's what I also think. Maybe what happened was Aaron, the stuff that Aaron's father injected into him might have been for his memories, but also might have been some kind of catalyst that would allow Aaron to have shifter abilities, be able to go into a Titan form. That could be true also. But this opens a lot of questions as well, but at least it solves one question. We now know how Ymir, what her story is, to a certain extent. We now know that there are Titans that can become human. So likewise, there are humans who can become Titans. So that's the whole gist. So, and then the rest of the chapter, we basically have Erwin basically tells Hanji, basically, he wants her to stay. You're the new commander of the Survey Corps. She's basically the new commander because he's going to be go off and everything. And we find out that the guy, part of the, Ross company, they find his body. He's dead, obviously, because of this canny guy, Ackerman. And Hanji finds his son, and basically they're basically going to go out, and she wants basically telling him, "You're going to tell me everything that happened. Tell me everything." And they can't stay because they're getting hunted and shit. So those two basically head off to find out the whole story about the situation that has gone down. Reeves, that's his right. Reeves Company's CEO, Reeves, the Reeves Company. So, and basically, Irwin is also told by this guy, one of the police guys, saying that there was somebody there. There was somebody there with him who killed him. As long as it's not Survey Corps, they'll be proven innocent. So, pretty much, this is what's going down here. Reeves is dead. His son is with Hanji, and they're basically going to go and they're going to hunt down and find out what happened. Where's Aaron? Where's Historia? So on and so forth. The rest of the chapter really goes along those lines, and then we just have this situation where it's Mikasa, it's Connie. Everybody is convinced that they're to blame, Levi and everything. And we have Mikasa, Connie, Armin. They're all there and saying that I think it's Gene. He's like he doesn't want to kill humans. He can't be expected to kill humans and stuff. And they're just basically talking of what's going on and how they're going to go about doing this, making the right choice. And then we see Levi, and he's on the rooftop with this girl, part of the Survey Corps, and they're looking at the military police's brigade, and they notice they have 2 coffins. Most likely, Aaron and Historia are in those 2 coffins, and they're being transported somewhere. And what ends on happening is it gets pretty crazy because Levi's talking to this one about Connie, I think his name is. Yeah, Connie, Throat Slasher Connie. And then she's basically saying to Levi, Captain, are you really true about that? That's not really true. Really believe in something like that? And it's like, there is such a person. I lived with him when I was younger. So this guy, Connie, Kaney, he is this throat slasher. He's the same guy, by the way, he's the same guy who killed Historia's mother. And the same guy who obviously he basically told Levi how to be Levi. So it's one of those things. It's gonna be like, the teacher and this. I guess you can call it that because he essentially, Levi lived with him when he was younger. And he's thinking to himself, Levi, when pursuing a group of targets, you have to position yourself diagonally to the right at a high point where your perspective can be vast. And then I have to say, this Connie guy, this probably is the first time in this series that I've seen anyone have the kind of weapon that this guy has. Because here's the thing. All we've seen as far as weapons, when I mean weapons, I'm not talking about like swords, like the swords they used to kill the Titans. I'm talking about like regular guns. I mean, we've had shotguns, buckshot used earlier on in the series. But this is the first time I think we've seen someone have a really advanced, weird version of, the maneuverability gear. Because this guy came in with this, he looked like, I gotta agree with this, but he did kind of look like Clint Eastwood coming in with this thing on his back and shit. And he shoots this weird gun at the girl, and she's dead. And I think he also, I'm not sure it was Connie, it was somebody else who shot the other guys. And he's like, yo, Levi. And when you see it, it looks weird looking. It's not like the mobility gear. It's very, very strange. It almost looks like a jetpack. And he's got these canisters on the side. And he used those as a gun. But when he changes the gun, it's not a real gun. It's a grappling hook. So this guy, when I look at this guy, I feel like Batman. Kind of Batman, Clint Eastwood vibe when I get with Ackerman. I guess that's his full name. He basically says, "Yo, Levy, you grew up," and like he goes in the next one. When he gets the next canister, it's a grappling hook. And he basically uses it. It's the same technology, by the way, as the maneuverability, the 3D maneuverability gear, but different because instead of it being on the waist, it's on the back. The jet, the gas container. It's on the back of his back, and it just when he goes shooting out, and he goes spinning around through the grappling hook. And he says, "Yo, Levy," and this part of you hasn't changed much. And he's like, "Kenny!" And then that's the end of the chapter, and says, "Humanity's strongest releases a roar of anguish." So, essentially, Levy's gonna have to fight this guy. There's no doubt about it. He has to beat this guy. He has to, excuse me. He has to defeat him. Because if he doesn't defeat him, that's it. It's game over. Really game over. They're fucked. They have to beat this guy and get to Aaron and story there. So, my throat. This was it was a very breath of fresh air, I would say. People say it's boring. They don't like what's going on. Well, guess what? Better chapter. That's what I say. 4.5 out of 5. And oh, by the way, to Prince Boy, listen. It's not called Attack on Kidnap. It's called Attack on Titan. Get off. I really don't appreciate the negativity. But this was a good chapter. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. I just like the beginning. I thought the beginning was done well. That explanation. I thought this reveal at the end was done well. Other things were done in this chapter. I thought when they saw Reeves and everything, that was pretty awesome, pretty sad shit. So, this is moving forward. It's interesting to note. I did not think that was the story behind Ymir. I had a feeling that she originally was a Titan, and that's how, but it's gonna get. I think we're gonna get somewhere down the road with this. Definitely, it's going somewhere. I'm Bonkai922. I'll see you guys later. Levy going up against Batman / Clint Eastwood. He's Batman / Clint Eastwood. Come on, anyone's read this chapter. Come on, you can't not say he's that. He is Batman. Clint Eastwood on the prowl. Little grappling hook, that was. Oh shit, that was awesome. Awesome shit. I'll see you guys later. Peace.